An avalanche accident occurred on April 10, 2018 in Summit County, Colorado that resulted in the death of a snowmobiler. Two snowmobilers were out for a day of riding in an area about 5 air miles south of Keystone in the Middle Fork of the Swan River. After exploring the main drainage, they continued their day riding into a side drainage with northerly facing terrain. The red circle indicates the area of the accident. The red arrow in this photo indicates the fatal avalanche. The blue arrow points to a deep avalanche that released at the same time as the fatal avalanche. The riders followed a summer road into an avalanche path. They observed an old avalanche and rode near the old avalanche for a while, reasoning that there would be a lower hazard since part of the slope had already slid. The blue line in this image shows the location of the old avalanche. The red line is the approximate path of Rider 1. Both riders rode under the old crown. Only Rider 1 made it further west, which would be the open area on the right side of your screen. Rider 1 rode in this western basin for a few minutes. Rider 2 never appeared. Rider 1 rode back east, the direction of the orange arrow, to look for Rider 2. When Rider 1 got to the point indicated by the orange place mark, he looked up and saw the avalanche release, and looked down and saw Rider 2. Rider 2 was off his sled trying to get his snowmobile unstuck. Rider 1 yelled "Avalanche," and then made a hard left turn into the old-growth trees to escape the avalanche. The last time he saw Rider 2 was attempting to run into the trees. Rider 1 was about in the center of this photo when the avalanche occurred. Rider 2 was about in the center of this photo when the avalanche released. Rider 1 was not caught in the avalanche. He yelled for Rider 2, and after not getting a response, he immediately switched his beacon to receive and began to search. The debris field was approximately 4 acres. He was able to find Rider 2's sled and tunnel pack, but there was no sign of Rider 2. After about 15 minutes, Rider 1 pulled out his cell phone and was able to contact 911. Summit County Rescue Group, Summit Sheriff's Office, and Colorado Rapid Avalanche Deployment, also known as CRAD, were deployed. CRAD teams landed about an hour after the initial avalanche. Still, no beacon signal from Rider 2 was acquired. Shortly after the CRAD teams landed, an avalanche rescue dog alerted to a find, and the CRAD teams and Rider 1 were able to dig up Rider 2. Unfortunately, it was too late, and Rider 2 had passed. The rescuers found that Rider 2 was wearing a beacon, but the power switch was in the off position. The avalanche was a mix of hard and soft slab debris. The avalanche broke on a north-facing near tree-line slope, on a layer of weak snow from earlier in the season. The avalanche was 500 to 700 feet wide, and it ran 600 vertical feet. The crown was 2 to 5 feet in thickness. The avalanche broke some small trees and toppled a large dead tree. The looker's right side of the avalanche broke much deeper as it gets heavily cross-loaded from westerly winds. The slope is very rocky and has a steep convex rollover in the middle. This tragic avalanche accident may have had a different outcome if Rider 2's beacon was on. There is no way to know. The day before the accident, the two riders went snowmobiling together and performed beacon checks at the trailhead. They did not check their beacons the day of the accident. In an interview, Rider 1 stated that he recognized that there was some risk in riding where they were riding. He recognized the older avalanche as a red flag and understood the avalanche conditions. This avalanche was the first avalanche in Summit County to release on basal weak layers in almost 2 months. The snowpack in this area was found to be much shallower than other areas in the zone. This likely played a part in the snowmobilers being able to trigger this avalanche. Avalanches that break on layers formed months ago are very tricky to evaluate. A large storm dropping 2 to 3 feet of snow with strong westerly winds ended less than 48 hours before this accident. This storm likely played a part in deep weak layers becoming active again. We are grateful to Rider 1 for providing us with information in support of this accident report. Both Rider 1 and the CAIC hope that the report on this tragic avalanche will help others to prevent similar missteps. Many of us, including professionals, have forgotten at some point to do a beacon and gear check at the trailhead. Thanks also to Summit County Rescue Group, Summit Sheriff's Office, and CRAD for their rescue effort, as well as providing images and information. We also would not have been able to access the accident site without the help of snowmobile guides from the local guiding company. Our deepest condolences to the friends and family affected by this accident.